Hey Marty, my name is John Couch. I live in Cincinnati, Ohio in the USA. This weekend I'm going on a 6-day, 5-night backpacking trip at Isle Royale National Park in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And so I thought I would film, the gear I'm taking and submit it to your contest. So this is everything I'm taking with me this weekend, with the exception of the food. I don't have the food laying here. It's pretty typical of what I take on most trips. This is my 20-degree quilt, Enlightened Equipment quilt. I don't remember the model name. These clothes here are the clothes I wear. I bought a new hiking shirt for this year. It's just a Columbia sun shirt. I have some convertible pants that I've had for maybe 5 or 6 years now that I just keep wearing. And then some wool hiking socks. I sent my socks back to Darn Tough and got some fresh pairs this year. Then a pair of underwear. And these are the shoes I wear. I bought these actually last year, but I didn't do much hiking because of COVID. They're a pair of Keens non-waterproof, just hiking shoes. For a tent, this is typically what I take. It's a Sierra Design non-freestanding tent. And I set that up with my trekking poles. And then in here I just have some stakes, a piece of Tyvek, and then there's one pole that's needed for the tent. And I also have in here a winter stake that I use to dig my pad holes with, and I also use that to set up the tent. This is my sleeping pad. Typically I have a couple. Typically I bring this one. It's a Climate sleeping pad. It's insulated. And then just a Sea to Summit pillow. And I usually bring a piece of foam. This trip I'm going to take this thinner piece of foam I have. I don't remember where I bought this at. But I have like, sort of the Thermarest stuff too that I bring sometimes. Some camp shoes. I have these Crocs. I bought these a couple years ago and never really wore them much. I had a pair of like flip-flop type shoes I just wear around camp. But I wore those out, so I thought I would give these another try and see if I can make them work this year. For a pack, I just have an Osprey Exos 48. I've had this same model of pack for maybe 8 years or something. I actually sent one back because I wore out like the straps on the shoulder straps here, and they sent me the newer version of the same pack. And on there I just have a handkerchief and a whistle. Over here in the center, so these are the clothes I pack with me. On this trip I'm taking just an extra pair of wool socks to sleep in. These are waterproof socks. There's a lot of beaver dams and just swampy areas on Isle Royale. I've been there before, so I'm going to take these just as like sort of a specialty piece of gear for this trip. This is just a pair of shorts to take with me. Lightweight fleece. This is a wool top and bottom. Wool hat, some fleece gloves, a wool buff, my puffy jacket, and then so all those clothes and the sleeping bag I put into this compression sack and smash it down pretty good. Here's my rain suit. I always take the top and the bottom. A little bit of electronics, nothing like crazy, just headlamp, battery charger. I always take the phone that I'm using to film this now, my inReach. So here are my things I sort of carry on me in my pockets. Just an extra lighter, a little multi-tool, my compass, a pencil, a piece of paper which I have like right here, and then the map of where I'm going. This orange bag is my food bag. I don't have any food in there, I just set it there so I'll talk about it. And I take some kind of bag for trash. Isle Royale has a lot of outhouses, so I brought a lot of toilet paper. Depending on the trip and what the bathroom situation is, I'll bring more or less toilet paper. Just a basic kind of first aid kit, repair kit, toothpaste, hand sanitizer, Vaseline, medications, pretty standard stuff. A bug net, I always bring this with me. I rarely use it, if ever. It doesn't really weigh anything, so I just kind of leave it stuffed down in my pack. For a stove, I just have a pocket rocket. I usually bring this sort of that bigger can of fuel. A long handle spoon I like in case I have some of those the backpacking meals. I don't typically have them, but it's nice when you need to get down in there. I cook in this just boil water mostly in this little cup here. And then I usually bring some kind of paper cup or something. Sorry, the video cut off. Yeah, so I just bring some kind of paper cup to drink out of so I can have my coffee in the morning. And then I think I need to talk about the water. I use the Sawyer Squeeze. This is just the standard one. I've had the smaller one in the past. The flow rate for me is really what's important, so I just use the bigger one. And this year I bought I think it's a 1.5 gallon water bag that I'm going to try out at camp with a hose and see if I like that a little better. And then I had a few miscellaneous things sitting over here. So I treat all my clothes with permethrin. I don't really use that much bug spray, and it's kind of early in the season now for bugs anyways around here. And I have some bear spray. There are no bears in Isle Royal, and my micro spikes. The Lucy light I take sometimes when the nights are longer, so I have more light. And a bear canister is required in some places in the United States, but not on this trip. So I think that about wraps it up as far as the gear. Just a few thoughts to wrap up the video. I live in the United States. I know you guys are in Canada, so with COVID, it might not be possible to take a trip together right now. And also, I think you mentioned the time frame around like end of July. I have a trip planned in the Sierra Nevadas, the end of July, beginning of August. So that time frame wouldn't work for me either. But I was going on this trip this weekend anyways. I was like, you know what? Let me take a video of the gear I'm taking, submit it to Marty, and maybe in the future we can take a trip together.